Welcome, my dear audience and friends, to another episode of Cancer Convos with Grace B. This is your host, Grace B, coming to you from New York City, the city that never sleeps. Our next amazing guest is the co-founder and CEO of a digital company that is helping to alleviate, pain points of maternal pregnancies, especially, high-risk ones. Our question is, will AI save moms? Hello, Dave. It's so wonderful for you to come on this platform and, indulge us. How are you today?
Doing good. Doing really great. Thanks for having me, Grace. It's a
Oh,
pleasure.
it's wonderful. It's our pleasure. Ever since we met at Hit Lab last year, we've been having these talks, and finally it has come to pass. Thank you so
It's
much.
been a long time coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it has. So let's get straight into the topic. We're talking about AI in maternal health, and with what you do, BobiHealth is, gaining momentum as regards AI in maternal care. So, I'd like to
Hmm.
ask, what gaps did you, come to terms with, and that made you realize that BobiHealth needed to exist?
Okay. I think it's best to set the stage here. So the previous company I worked with was
Okay.
um we did the drug safety studies for several of the COVID vaccines
Hmm.
on pregnancies. So that's where I really learned of the enormous gap in quality information or quality data uh, I mean, just women in general, but particularly in maternal health. And I just felt like we could do it a much better way of collecting data to monitor for, are these, at the time, are these drugs creating adverse events, right? Either harming the woman or the baby.
Hmm.
And so with AI, the power of AI really comes from access to data. And so this is the real problem in maternal health. It's hard to do effective studies. It's there's ethical issues. There's a lot of issues or reasons why, and of course, social equity gaps as
Hmm.
well, and reasons why there's no good data sets available to be able to use AI for maternal health. And particularly, what we wanted to do was to be able to not just identify early, but even predict adverse events during and post pregnancy for maternal health. And so that's really the idea behind why we created Bobi Health is to create a accessible platform and make the technology available for every mother everywhere. Right? It's smartphones ubiquitous.
Hmm.
Why is it that almost all maternal mortality is avoidable? Right. This is, hundreds of thousands of women die every year, and 94% of those deaths are avoidable. So why
Yes.
is that when we have the technology today to 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 monitor, with the AI now, the ability to compute, take that data, compute, and make recommendations, makes it much, much easier for this technology to monitor her health in almost real time. So that's
No,
why.
that's incredible.
Mhm.
And how far back did this start? During COVID, you said?
Yeah, so right in 2020,
Okay.
just when the pandemic started, is when I got asked to help stand up this company where we were
Hmm.
doing the drug safety studies. And it was, I guess, 2022 when I was studying AI at MIT that I put together a plan for Bobby Health.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. So, where do you see what should I say, the biggest breakdowns in early detection, for high risk pregnancies?
Yeah.
What signals do you think that doctors are missing when it comes to this, that, this technology has?
Well, I mean, the fact is that, not all symptoms happen while she's there in the clinic. Right. And because it's like it's, from Sarah and I's high risk pregnancy with Cooper, it was 2 in the morning and this symptom's going on and we don't know what to do. There's a lot of uncertainty. Do we go in or do we go? And that's even worse for women who live in maternal health care deserts, which a third of our nation is are are, are in maternal health care deserts. I'm in Texas, half of Texas, 48% of our counties.
Wow.
There's no care. And so if Sophia has a high risk pregnancy and she doesn't feel well, she has to decide, am I going to spend the day driving or go to work to feed my kids?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Very complex decisions that have to be made. So, our goal is to help give her the information, the insight, the personal health insights to make better decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and get the resources that she needs in the time that she needs them. Um, so, what is it that are creating these gaps? There are multiple reasons. Um, maybe when, she's talking to the doctor, that the doctor doesn't fully understand what she's trying to communicate. I think there's a lot that falls through the cracks there. And, there's accusations where maybe the woman's not being believed, right? So let's give her, a report that shows those biometrics, that shows those
Mm-hmm.
patterns and those anomalies throughout the pregnancy. Also, it could be social determinants. Is it lack of transportation, access to
To the
childcare,
internet, even.
digital access? Yes, that is a social determinant. So, all of these things, uh, and every woman has her own story.
Mm-hmm.
So, our goal is to try to close all of those gaps that we can. Um, but so not just with deep health insights, but um, if she's interacting with the app and it flags that there is a social determinant gap, our goal is to give her immediately a resource that will help her close that gap
Mm-hmm.
right away.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mhm.
So that this is in real time. And
Yes.
that's the most important thing. And now, we see that AI is trending. And that's why you're here, because you're one of those that are really accelerating progress in the utilization of, digital health and all that.
Mhm.
So, how meaningful do you see AI, in maternal health? I mean, you've already told your story and all that, but in order to avoid those pitfalls that are bound to happen, what do you suggest?
I mean, so, you know, w- we don't aim. So and AI in general, I think, AI for good.
Yes.
We don't aim to replace the human, right? It's augmenting, it's enhancing those capabilities, making things more efficient. So, helping the provider system or that maternal healthcare ecosystem respond better to help mom or help get her those resources. Um, maybe it's, a better way of screening for mental health issues or social determinants issues. And having that accountability to ensure that, she's getting those resources she needs and maybe nudging her in an empathetic way to get help when it's needed. Um, I mean, overall, there's the human impact and
Yeah.
saving lives, but there's the cost too. Our system cannot bear the cost of the way healthcare is delivered today much longer. It's far too expensive. America spends far more than any other country, and our health outcomes aren't better. So, how do we create systems and enable this new technology to help us save those costs? So, I mean, if and some of this needs to be validated, but it shows with previous research in digital health, we expect to see a 10 or 20% improvement in cost or decrease in cost for maternal health. So, $1,000 to $2,000 per pregnancy, and I think that's very conservative.
Hmm.
So, in America, we spend $32 billion a year on
Hmm.
avoidable costs. Avoidable costs.
Yes.
I mean, this is real money. I mean, if that money can go to something else, and we half of nearly half of pregnancies are paid for by Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's improvements in for the family and the outcome, but also to uh, the bill payer, to productivity, getting people back to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just um, to me it's just a really important mission
Mm-hmm.
um, to solve. So
Yes.
yeah.
And keeps that health ecosystem running,
Hmm.
because that is, very much needed. No woman can feel, right in every aspect of her whole person care when
Mm.
there's even one fragment of something missing, in her life. And health is
Mm.
well, so. Oh, that's wonderful that you brilliantly explained that. Now, somebody had already written to me to say, okay, you're interviewing him. Let's ask this question. So, she asks, all data is sensitive, seeing as you are using federated learning and differential privacy. Let him tell us how these methods will protect pregnant patients while still allowing his models to learn and improve. So, a lot of them, I mean, she was saying that they had discussed this at a particular conference she attended,
Hmm.
and data privacy was, up there on the agenda. So, how do you intend to ensure that this is ethical?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a very technical question. I'm curious who submitted that. That's fun. I'd like to have a coffee with her. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So the idea is that, and we've had users express concerns about their data, and unfortunately,
yeah,
pregnancy has become politicized, and you know, it's
yeah.
a concern. And my thing is, what I tell women is if it is a huge concern for you, then you probably don't want to use these digital products. If you have a high risk pregnancy, you do want to. Like it's definitely worth it. Now, what we try to build is a system that protects users' privacy by deploying the AI model to the device. So we train the model, we deploy it to the device, and so her personal data stays there. It doesn't leave her device. And
Okay.
what we get back is mathematically scrambled data that the system's able to interpret it, and we can still maintain our models and continue to manage those because you're managing for, biases and, just making sure that your models stay accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's what we're trying to do is like I said, her data stays on device, it doesn't leave.
Yes.
And we also want to look for companies that adhere to the strictest standards. So California has the best data privacy standards, and then the GDPR in Europe. And so companies that in your when you sign up and you sign the agreements
Mm-hmm.
that they agree if you want them to delete your data, you just let them know and they'll fully delete it.
Okay.
Now, in our system, we can do that, but there's a lot of AI. If they're training AI models with data, it's very difficult to fully delete
Mm,
personal data.
mm, mm,
So, and with
mm.
obviously with pregnancy, when you're talking, a 19-year-old who lives in this town in this, uh, you know, background, this ethnicity, or you can really start narrowing down who this person might be, right?
Yes.
So it's very easy um, to, you know, for that data, to potentially harm her. So we take all that very, very seriously and make sure we adhere to the highest standards. And like I said, uh, this federated machine learning architecture, which we have our our patent for, our initial patent,
Hmm.
is probably the best way of ensuring that there is.
Oh, wonderful. I
Mm.
will pass that message across. I've learned quite a lot from this
Yeah.
now.
Okay. And
I'm
you're
sure
feel
I'm sure
free to
you'll
put
meet
her
her
in
at Hit
touch.
Lab. Because I'm bringing her to Hit Lab. I'm sure you'll meet her at Hit
Okay.
Lab.
Very
I
good.
hope,
Very good.
yeah, I hope she'll be able to come. So, looking ahead 5 years from now, um, what does the future of AI enabled care for moms look like?
Well, let me just say it like uh, a story, right? So
Hmm.
let's say, you know, mom has an issue. Maybe she's bleeding. And I was testing the app out earlier. I said, I'm bleeding. And it walks me through, what does it look like and, how much quantity. And it says, you need to go to see your provider. And if I say, well, I don't have a provider, um, it tells me, well, these providers near you, we'll
Lovely.
we'll see you. We'll see you and it'll be covered. And I said, I don't have a ride to get there. And the chatbot will say, um, that's okay. There's a service in your neighborhood that will give you a free ride to the clinic. Let me make that appointment for you. And
Nice.
by the way, I've already scheduled your visit with the provider, right? So like removing all of the friction points,
Yes.
and actually calling the clinic to say, or if there's already a patient provider relationship,
Hmm.
the clinic can be notified and flagged, hey, there's a risk, and to make the call, right?
Okay.
So,
Yes.
and I think about, when we consider like there is a lack of qualified mental health professionals, period, right? OBGYNs, very similar. Um, OBGYNs, it's one of the most litigated fields in medicine. So
Hmm.
it's,
Hmm.
people are gravitating away from it.
Hmm.
So these tools, these AI tools will make it much just like not just a better experience for mom, but it will help these providers prioritize and be more efficient and,
Yeah.
you know, um,
Kind of
respond better.
alleviate the stress even for them because the medical
Yeah.
profession is overstressed, to be
I mean,
honest.
I think about, early days when they were doing image recognition and starting to employ that with CT scans,
Hmm.
right? And you go from a doctor that's able to review, maybe 20 scans a day to being able to scan or review 200
Hmm.
because the AI is able to go in and recognize and flag things before the
Yes.
doc. It's not replacing the doctor.
Yeah.
You have to have the human in the loop. But now I just made that provider that much more efficient and less prone to human error.
Hmm.
So I see nothing but good. Well, nothing but I see a lot of good that's going to be done with this new technology, especially in women's health and for maternal health.
Yeah, women's health, good tech, as you say, AI for good. Good tech
Mm,
is
mm,
really exploding in women's health right now. I mean, we
mm,
have seen, we have attended so many summits and conferences, and we're so happy about that because,
mm,
women's health, everything is so complicated. I'm a cancer survivor, and,
mm,
I hit menopause before time because of
mm,
chemotherapy, lots of things. I mean,
mm,
it's a whole change. You understand? So you're learning your body as you're healing and noticing a lot of stuff happening to you that wouldn't have, ordinarily, well, at that time, had you not been hit by cancer. So,
yeah.
so happy for what's
I
happening
mean,
in femtech.
that's a whole like just a whole nother opportunity for this technology to really improve the experience,
Yes.
for women. Like, my wife, Sarah's been going through that stuff as well, and when she goes to the doctor and says, "Oh, here's my symptoms. What's going on?" And the doctor's like, "We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. And here, try this drug. Well, what's it going to do? Well, we really don't know. But, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But what do you do? And so my hope is that we adopt these technologies and roll them out because this is going to save lives, going to help a lot of people.
Bits of information that BobiHealth is giving out would definitely, I see,
Mm.
improve, those and mental health even because the lady is strained, she's tired, she's anxious. These are questions that need to be asked, and then
Yep.
responses in real time. So
Hmm.
I honestly, I'm in awe of what you're doing at Bobby Health. I told you when I met you, and
Hmm.
these are things that we read right now and need right now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. How do you unwind? Because you, as an entrepreneur, you need to take care of yourself. What do you do with everything that's on your shoulders?
Well, I try to spend time with my family as much as I can.
Yeah.
Um, take care of my health. I try to stay fit, and so I run and I bike, just to maintain some fitness and um, enjoy some time with my friends and family. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty simple. Um,
Yeah.
nothing too exotic. Um,
I guess you're going for a jog after this, right?
I'm hoping to. I have a 3 o'clock that I'm hoping gets moved. Somebody dropped that on my calendar today. I was like, oh, that was my hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was gonna take that, but no, we 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 try to maintain a pretty healthy lifestyle, and
Mm-hmm.
that enables me to have, I think, the energy to keep it this and keep it going and moving forward.
Absolutely. And with a great team behind you, you can't go
Oh,
wrong
there,
as well. Yes.
I have the just the most amazing team.
Mm-hmm.
They are incredible. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, last question I want to ask for any lady that is watching us right now and who intends to get pregnant or who is pregnant right now,
Mhm.
what advice would you give to her as regards adapting AI into her healthcare?
I would just beware of, just, Googling things or just sourcing from the internet. There's a lot of junk science, or,
Yes.
not everything is evidence-based. So, we curate everything with a team of providers. So everything is approved that comes
Okay.
to our app. Um, just look for trusted sources.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of apps out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's over 12,000 maternal health apps. Some of them are really great for education, some of them are really cute and fun to use. Um, and there are a few that are doing what we're doing or similarly. Now, I can't say, I could say ours is really great and it's built by doctors and data scientists, and it's fantastic. But there are some that I'll give you an example. When we test them out, one in particular, you know, our one of our OB nurses put in that symptoms that she was in labor, and the app told her she had a urinary tract infection.
Seriously?
Yeah. So there's a real risk there, for, you know, false negatives, false
Mm-hmm.
positives, or, just we like this is where, the ethical approach comes in. A lot of apps out there are just there really to try to collect your data,
True.
right? And so we we use that data for, to help you predict or, understand your health. And it informs everybody else's as well, right? Across the population. If we're trying to figure out like what are those social determinants across uh, you know, San Antonio, Texas, that are keeping people from getting the care they need, we can
Mm-hmm.
do that with this data. And so are you getting value back
Mm-hmm.
by, agreeing with this service. Um, I just say just be careful, what you get on the internet or what you get from an app. Look for
Yeah.
something that's vetted. Something like BobiHealth. It doesn't have to be BobiHealth, but use this technology. I mean,
Mm.
it's incredible. Um, the things that the trends that we can identify, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes women, you know, it's not identified that there are hypertension issues, and then she's all of a sudden going in for preeclampsia, and there's an emergency
Yes.
C-section, or or worse, right?
Yes.
Or even like mental health issues that you're not really identifying because it's a gradual change.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's maybe I'm you know tired a lot, or there's some anxiety, but I don't know, I'm pregnant and I don't, I'm different, everything's different, and should I get care? Well, if we're tracking those biomarkers throughout a
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy and you
Mm-hmm.
take that in, all those patterns,
Yes.
and you take that into your provider and show them, hey, this is what my app is showing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a wearable and this is my biometrics. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
get some really great insights in the helping
Absolutely.
you have a healthier pregnancy.
Yes. This happened to my friend's daughter who was pregnant, and she didn't even know that she was hypertensive until, she went
Mm,
in for her usual checks, and the doctor was like, "What is this?
mm,
You're hypertensive. You're over 160. This is
mm,
not
mhm.
good." And I still, this was 2 years ago or so. And ever since then, they had to monitor her, and the
Yeah.
baby because, everybody was now scared, and she had to
Yep.
have a
Yep.
C-section because of that. They
Hmm.
didn't allow her to push or whatever. No
Yeah.
way. So, those are things that even the doctor didn't realize that she didn't know herself, she didn't have the
Mm,
usual headaches or whatever, or dizziness or whatever,
hmm. Hmm.
textbook symptoms of hypertension, but this happened. So what you're saying is true. Those biometrics, once you have them, they can actually help the
Yep.
doctor,
And
once you have all those stuff. Yeah.
understanding what they mean, and how to better listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that can help people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope baby and mom
Oh,
are
are you
okay.
kidding? That boy is going to be tall.
Okay, good.
Oh, they're doing great. They're
Wonderful.
doing great. Oh my goodness, this has been such a wonderful conversation, Dave.
Agreed. Yeah,
Thank you so, so much for coming on. And
of course.
good luck to BobiHealth. We'll be seeing much more of you and
Yeah.
let you know when this is published.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and please reach out anytime if I can be of service.
Absolutely. God
Awesome.
bless you and yours. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.